An awful lot of sculptors work on their own, and a lot of people here just spend all the days working away in their own sort of brains and working towards exhibitions. You sort of disappear for months and then you reappear with another exhibition. But here it's all kindred spirits, and they call it a competition, but it's not really. I mean, it's just people talking about stone, talking about sculpture, just getting to know new faces, making connections, making networking, all that sort of thing. So it's just a great communal thing.
I like her face, which was the main thing I was after. I just wanted her to have a sort of a nice sort of expression, and had some kind of feeling there. Yeah, so I'm happy with that.
I'm really pleased with where I've got to. Obviously, there's always going to be little bits, little doubts in your mind, little bits and pieces that you could always perfect a little bit more, little things that you could have done better, little bits of proportion that maybe could have worked out better. But you know, I'm very pleased with what I've come up with so far. Basically, I couldn't be happier.
I think the basic shape's there, everything's where it should be, kind of thing. But I've got a long way to go regards finishing, and originally I wanted it to be pierced all the way through, but there's no way I'm going to get around to doing that, I don't think.
I'm arriving where I want to arrive. At the moment, it's the 99th hour, so it's about tweaking the surface and bringing out the complement between the smooth and the rough. And I'm learning the stone's got limitations. Lots of fossils keep popping out.
It's turned out differently to where I was heading originally. I really wanted to get the feeling of separation of the torso from the stone. So labour intensive, and the weapon of choice was the axe, which everyone's been enjoying me using. And several people have said to me, like, leave the axe marks, you know, it's got this raw energy, and I kind of realised the time that I spent getting through here, I couldn't refine it to, you know, a level to compete with everyone else anyway, so I've just kept it really alive and raw, and I'm just doing a couple of little polished bits now just to contrast with that, something I always like to have as a contrast between the polish and the raw live stone.
Maybe I should have taken on something quite as complex. It's one of those things, when you look at some of the finished ones, you think, wouldn't it have been easier just to do something simple? But it's always interesting to see how stones behave. This one's quite an interesting one. It's got, in spite of being soft, it has got really hard bits in as well. So you got lots of shell to make life more interesting for yourself.
I have done from Tuesday. This is a group of family and the born of the new life. The child and his family. The child is looking to the world. I'm ready to finish and I'm going home then in the evening.
It's a little bit tight for time, but we're getting there. It's definitely going to be a dragon's egg. Whether it has a dragon in it or not depends on what time we've got to finish. This is supposed to nearly fit. The idea is it's about to emerge from the egg. All done to geometry, this one. All done with a worker cylinder and it's all lots of chamfers. That's all done as masonry rather than. So the carving is the scales, the rest of it was stone masonry really.
I don't think I was expecting it to stay together. So yeah, no, I'm quite pleased with that. I don't know if they're gonna transport it because I've got a nice little soft fall running through the neck of this flower. So we'll see. They might find when they unload it, it might be in a couple of pieces.
It's not as far done as it should be today, but yeah. I don't know what to tell. I actually don't often talk about the stuff I do because I'm not like most sculptors who really think about what they're doing. I just like doing what I like. So there's not like a concept behind it or something. Yes, please. Thank you.
4 days is a very short time to produce something, and it's been a challenge talking to people, trying to get the work, a balance between being rude and not rude, and trying to get on with the work, you know, so it's quite a job, but it's a great festival.
I was filled with doubt yesterday when I started in the morning, and I've been actually quite pleasantly surprised about how it's come on today. I've just got the eyes to put in on the head round the back here, and maybe put a few little fingernails on and things like that, and a little bit of polish, and hopefully I'll be there. Didn't think I'd make it for a while, but I think we're there now.
It's been quite an experience meeting all the artists, different, working in different ways and different sizes. They're using different sizes of stone and equipment, and their technique, their approach to the carving is different, and sharing, with the rest, I think is incredible. I love it, and I'm glad I'm here.
Usually I work in a banker shop, creating stones for restoration projects for churches and stately homes and listed buildings, things like that. Today I'm doing something a little different. I'm making it's a face going peepo. The theme is emergence, and so he's emerging from behind his hands.
I've got fishermen in my family, and I've worked on the Cornish fishing boat in the past quite a bit. Mackerel and pelagic fish are quite an important part of that industry. So I've tried to make a fish bowl with the fish coming out. And not only that, is it actually because the stone itself is made of fish eggs. So it's Neolithic limestone, so there are millions and millions of fish eggs in here, so you could argue that the fish have woken up.
We've got to finish in 24 hours, we've got to finish by Saturday lunchtime, and this is quite a complex piece, and it's quite a nerve-wracking piece because it's getting thin now with the fingers and the wings and things. Some people are doing more solid things, so it's not quite so anxious. And so I'm going to have to go very carefully, but I've also got the time limit.
I'm not an artist, I'm a stonemason. So stonemason is all about accuracy. We try to work to millimetre accuracy, under millimetre if possible. So I do my best.
I'm doing like a rock structure basically, so it's like a bit like the Giant's Causeway or a crystal pushing out through the rock. I normally do more sort of structured things, architectural masonry or fireplaces, stuff like that, so it's nice to come out and do something a bit more fun really, yeah. Well, I'm interested in sculpture in my spare time as a hobby, so I had an idea I wanted to make this. It's a good opportunity to come and do it really out here with everyone else.
It's a flashing sea turtle, sort of going with the theme of emergence coming into life. It's the first time I've been able to sort of have like free reign at a piece of stone. I'm used to just doing architectural pieces of stonework, working to sort of straight mouldings and stuff. It's just been really fun to sort of, that's what I've been wanting to do for the last 3 years really.
People say, oh, they don't make things like they used to, and the quality's not around, the skills aren't around. Well, they are, they really are, and especially with the old cathedrals. York Minster's got a big group of stonemasons working there, young stonemasons. Wells Cathedral, the big cathedrals have got, and they're the mainstay of the stone masonry carving world, and the skills are just top-notch, absolutely phenomenal. And so you're getting, young people coming through, 19-year-olds, doing quite long apprenticeships, and so it shows that the young people have got the work ethic, have got the patience to do an apprenticeship, and you don't get paid a lot being a stonemason. It's not a big earner, but it is incredibly satisfying.
It's the first time this has happened. This Festival of Stone has happened in Bristol, and I didn't know what to expect when I came down here, and I was completely amazed at how many people were taking part. and the quality of some of the work. I mean, some of the work is really, really beautiful, and I believe it's going to be auctioned later on. I'm also hoping that some of these pieces may come to the Royal West of England Academy, and we may exhibit some of them, you know, in the next year, because they are of a quality that we would like to see in the building.